How's it going? Terrence here with Highly Active Fitness. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a corkscrew. First, let's get a demonstration of what a corkscrew looks like. Alright, first cork of the day. Might be a little bit rusty, but we'll take it. First cork of the month, maybe. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now for the corkscrew prerequisites, I would say you definitely want to have a gainer, and really, honestly, in my opinion, that's about it. I think if you've got a gainer, you can start pretty much working on corkscrew. If you've got gainer Arabian, that might be a little bit better even closer to your cork, but some people might recommend B-twist, maybe some other moves. Me personally, I think gainer and cork is a nice easy way to go. I don't think it's too similar to a B-twist in my opinion, but hey, that's just me. Whatever works for you. Now as far as gainers go, you can check out my gainer tutorial to see how I do a gainer. I'm going to basically be taking that and then adding a couple little ingredients here and there, making a cork out of it. Now I did mention that gainer Arabian. I do think having some sort of an Arabian move or even a full twist kind of move, even on a trampoline, is going to help a lot for this. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about exactly what we're going to do. So starting with the gainer. Gainer is going to look like this, obviously. Now, alright, I went ahead and moved to a slightly new location. Let me get a little bit closer here so you can hear me. Alrighty, now when it comes to that gainer, you've probably already seen the tutorial, but basically I'm going to be driving mostly with my left arm in my case for the gainer. Basically whatever arm is opposite to the leg that's swinging, I swing my right leg, so I drive my left arm up and over. Now when it comes to the cork, it's going to be a much more balanced, if not more right arm driving kind of swing. And then as far as the swing goes, I do always kind of think about these sort of spiral, sometimes I call them candy cane shapes, kind of swinging your arms up and then into a smaller, tighter circle as you go up. This does apply to the cork too, but there's a little bit more dynamic of a shape to it. Basically, once I do swing my arms up, I usually bring them a little bit more to my right side in my case, which is the side that my leg's on that's swinging, and then over the top and then down and in. So it's still that spiral shape, but instead of just straight back like it would be with the gainer or even with the back flip, it's more over the top and then in. And while I'm doing that, my swing leg, so we're coming from that swing here, obviously, boom. While I'm doing that, my swing leg is coming up with the arms in the beginning, boom, going sideways. You can see I'm rotating my hips as I swing through. So starting on this side, as I come through, boom, rotating my hips a little bit this way, which is why my arms come to this side, so they stay on that same trajectory that I'm talking about. Then the arms are going to kind of go past the legs, come up and over, sort of crunch into that Arabian shape a little bit, really pull into that spiral. Oftentimes, if you kind of go up and over and then into your hip, kind of helps. You could also kind of arch it more, whatever you think gets you around the quickest or the easiest. But it's going to be, once you do the swing, it's the same swing setup as the gainer. I choose that Euro step, which is a little bit of a, that 90-degree hop off the one leg, right? And then from there, like I just said, I'm doing the pulling my arms and my leg at the same time. As I'm doing that, I'm rotating the hips so everything stays in line. Leg's gonna kind of stop once it gets parallel with the ground. Arms are gonna come up and over into that spiral shape. And if I do it just right, I'll even land ready to swing for the next one. Now while I'm doing that with this leg here, boom, this leg's coming over. What is this leg doing, right? So right after I jump, I'm gonna keep that swing leg kind of straighter out. And then this leg, the plant leg, whatever you wanna call it, I'm gonna kind of tuck in a little bit. So sort of this shape here, this is kind of that ice cork shape, right? That's where that comes from, is you swing up here, and then as you're getting around, you tuck this leg in. You can even pull it around if you want extra aesthetic. But for me, just getting that leg up and over, and then tucking this leg in, and then my hips kind of do turn, but my shoulders come past my hips because my hips are going to stop where my leg does, sort of 90 degrees turn to the right, but my shoulders are going to come even past that, and it's going to kind of create this this kind of wrapping shape, and that wrapping shape is really going to come all the way around, boom, right to that landing. So definitely could be a little bit scarier than a gainer, a little bit harder to kind of see where you're going the whole time. One good tip that really helps, right when you swing and your arms are coming over, spot the ground and then try to get yourself back to that spot, if that makes any sense. So I'll do definitely a few more examples to kind of describe exactly what I'm talking about. But if you can really commit, swing your arms and your legs really hard, and then have your arms keep going into that that inward spiral kind of shape. It's kind of a Fibonacci spiral, if you will, that sometimes you call it a candy cane, the way that you arch your body or whatever for it. But yeah, you get a really good swing just like you would for the gainer, and if you're landing gainers, you're probably going to be able to land this as well. You get that really good swing like you would for the gainer, a lot of upward pop, and then like I said, you know your arms are going to come up with your leg. They're both going to pull up at first with that upward pop, and then your arms are going to come the other way, so that not only do you get that flip, you get that torque. So here's another example. I was hoping to do a few swings. I might still hit some, we'll see. But grass I'm training on today has these little, I don't even know what these are called, where they pull the little plugs out of the dirt everywhere. So it's super rough and super bumpy. Just not quite what I was hoping to be training on today. Other than that, beautiful day. But yeah, we'll see if I can hit any swings. But pretty much when it comes to the cork, it's that same setup as the gainer. But like I said, instead of driving with the left arm, be driving with both arms. And with the gainer, you're going to kind of pull up into that, straight back into that spiral shape. With the cork, you're going to be pulling up and over. And when you're pulling up and over, that's when you spot. Again, as the leg comes through, hips rotate. Boom, you're going to go up and over, spot that landing, wrap into this, pull this leg around, keep that leg straight, right into the swing. Now you'll notice that my swing leg doesn't actually stay straight the whole time when I'm doing the cork usually. In some cases it might, but I definitely try to keep it straight, and that adds a lot of control and ability to swing, honestly, to my cork. So that's definitely, even if it's not actually straight, trying to keep it straight or at least straighter than your plant leg definitely helps. Another example. Now, that being said, that's all more the surface layer stuff, I would say, for the cork. You're hitting that swing, pulling that arms into that spiral, keeping that leg straight, stopping it horizontal with the ground, turning the hips and all that. Now, I kind of want to go a layer deeper for the nerds out there. This is going to be a little bit more, I guess, like a little bit more vague almost, but there's sort of a timing to the momentum that I kind of want to talk about that I think is really important with corks. And you could be doing all of these movements right, but if the timing and the momentum isn't there, it's just not going to come around right, you know? And even sometimes if I forget to do these certain things, that happens to me too. So let's get into the timing of it real quick. Now, every trick does tend to have what we call like a direction of momentum, sort of a way that you're traveling. If you watch a combo, it's usually going to move in a line if it's done, if all the moves are done correctly. That's called the direction of momentum, so the direction you're moving. With a cork, it's basically going backwards, right? Because if you're swinging corks, or if you're doing a cork and a combo, you're traveling backwards, you're landing incomplete, going from there. So I'm going to talk about how to work with that, and then also kind of the timing of the jump to get the cork to come around quickly and basically be able to land it every time. So when we're starting the cork, if you're already mid-combo, it does help sometimes actually, because you already have the momentum. You can really feel it. You can really work with it. Otherwise, you have to generate it with this setup. You know, that's what this Euro step is, or the J step if you're choosing that. But yeah, as far as getting the momentum going, that's kind of its own thing. Once you have it, basically going to be in that step right before the cork, right? So right here, boom. And in this case, if you're doing it from standing, you're going to be kind of driving into the ground, obviously getting this momentum that's going this way to go that way. Boom, right? But assuming that you've got all that, once you got the momentum going behind you, a couple things you want to focus on. First of all, especially if you're doing this from standing, you really want to make sure that your center of gravity is a little bit lower than it would be if you were standing all the way up. So if you do it all the way from standing, you might be able to land it, but usually you're not able to get enough lift to be comfortable. You know what I mean? To like do it easily, to get that swing for the next one. Usually you want to start just a little bit lower. So wherever your center of gravity is, have it a little bit closer to the ground than you normally would. That way when you get to the point you're doing the cork, you're able to jump. And it's not really a big jump. The jump's not a huge part of it, but it's definitely a part of it. Being able to spring, being able to use that swing to get that spring, definitely a part of it. You know what I mean? So make sure that your center of gravity as you're starting the move is lowered a little bit. You're bending your knees but keeping everything out straight. Just lower yourself a little bit so that when you do launch, you're able to spring up, obviously, so you have something to push against. You know what I mean? Once you've got that down, also another thing is, like I said, your direction of momentum is going to be going backward. So you got your center of gravity lowered, you're into your setup, boom. You're going in the right direction and everything's jumping. The timing for getting the flip and the cork, the flip and the twist to happen at the same time and effortlessly, honestly, is to have your arms pulling down on this end at the same time that your leg is pulling up on this end. And it'll create this kind of like torquing effect, you know, where you got one end going up, one end going down, and it torques around. So if you can get the timing where your arms are just a little bit ahead, where they kind of pull down at the same time that your leg's lifting, you'll get that rapid torque in this. Now you don't want to do it too early. You still want to come up and everything, but if you can have your leg lifting while your arms are pulling down, it'll just pull you right around. So again, another example, taking all that into consideration, keeping your center of gravity lower as you're approaching the trick, springing upward, and then as your leg's pulling up, getting your arms to pull down on the other end. Let's see if I can get this all to happen. That one definitely felt better. I don't know how obvious it looked or anything, but definitely like considerably more comfortable. It almost feels like a double jump. I don't know if you ever heard trickers talk about the double jump, a little bit more of a niche thing, but if you can get that timing to happen just right, where you get the spring upward to time with your leg and pulling up while your arm pulls down and all that happening at the same time, it really does make it a lot more easy, effortless, and that's kind of how you're able to do it, where you don't have to think about it so much and you can just combo the next move. Whether it's a swing, a vanish, whatever the transition may be, being able to just rip that cork by getting all the timing and the momentum right really helps you combo that next move. All right, that's about it for the cork tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, don't forget to hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if there's anything else you're working with. Let me know if this helped you or if it didn't help you and there's something else you need. Let me know what other tricks you want to learn in the comments below too, all that. And until next time, stay high, stay healthy, and always stay active. Cheers, everybody.